Hey friends, it's Dorit Shoshani here. Thank you for joining me. Today's episode is about being differentiated. And being differentiated is a concept that comes from the GPS Within. The GPS Within is a method that my partner Rivka Klein and I have developed together. If you're interested in learning more about the GPS Within, and I think you should, you can check it out at thegpswithin.com. All right, guys, so being differentiated means that we can still be okay when the person in front of us doesn't see eye to eye with us or is not okay. So as parents, this comes up a lot because our kids are not going to always be okay with the way that we're parenting or with the things that we're saying. And so when our kids don't see eye to eye with us and they respond in a certain way by crying, by kicking, by screaming, by arguing, being differentiated means that I can be okay with that. It's okay with me that you're not okay. It's okay with me that you're having a hard time. I can hold space for you. We want to be okay when the person in front of us is not okay. And as parents, this comes up nonstop, probably more than in any other role that we're taking on as human beings. And I can be there with them. I can be there when they are uncomfortable. I can be there when they are arguing. I can be there when they're frustrated. And I don't enmesh into their emotional state. And that actually doesn't just create a sense of stability on my end. It also allows my child to recognize that they have a right to their own voice, that they have the right to their own experience, and that is not something that's going to set me off. They can truly be who they are in the moment. And that's a powerful place to be. So I invite you to think about how you show up for your child when your child's having a hard time. And as you know, I'm a sleep consultant, and so we can talk about sleep here because it comes up all the time with sleep, is that when our children are experiencing a very difficult time, or they can't fall back asleep, or they're stuck awake at night, how does that trigger me? How is it that I show up in that moment? Can I still be okay if they're not okay? If my child is crying, can I stand by their side without feeling like it needs to stop right now and I need to do anything and everything in my power to get quiet? Because when you can show your child that you can show up and stand in those difficult emotions, your child ends up feeling like they can be who they are, you can continue being who you are, and that way there's two separate people in the dynamic. Your child does not become an extension of you. It's your child and it's you. And these are two different people having two different separate experiences, and they are not enmeshed in any way. And that way you become a source of stability for your child. Because if you are not them, then there's somebody here to connect to. If you are them, let's say that your child is crying and you right away get in distress, you move into their space because you are enmeshed in their emotions, and then there's nobody here for them to connect to. So I invite you to think about that in your parenting and in your relationships in general. If you can stay differentiated, then you stay true to yourself and you don't become enmeshed in other people's emotional states, which means that ultimately there are two solid people in that relationship, each one taking responsibility for the way that they show up, and each one has the capability of being an anchor for the other person who's having a hard time. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that for this topic. I would like to invite you, if you haven't gotten your child sleeping yet through the night, you can grab my free guide on my website, doritchoshani.com. It comes up right away. Get your child sleeping, and then we can work on other more interesting topics as things progress. So thank you for being with me today. I would love for you to also join me in my community. You can do so also through my website, and then we can discuss how things are going for you. You can give me feedback and ask questions about things that I'm talking about, and then how that plays out in your home, and we can get the ball rolling. So I hope to see you there, guys.